What will a peaceful day at the beach lead to when a chance encounter changes everything? What starts as a relaxing moment quickly turns into something unexpected, leaving everyone questioning what's real. Stay tuned to find out how this surprising twist unfolds before your eyes. The story begins with a man named William, a friendly guy who loved meeting new people. One sunny day, he was relaxing at Cadborough Bay on Vancouver Island, Canada. It was the perfect beach day, the sun shining brightly, the waves gently hitting the shore, and the sound of seagulls in the distance. William was enjoying the day with some new friends, all laughing and having fun. Little did he know, his perfect day was about to change in a way he never expected. After talking and having fun for a while, William and his new friends decided to go surfing. As they got closer to the water, William noticed something strange moving through the shallows. At first, it seemed like nothing to worry about, but as it got closer, the speed and confidence of the creature made everyone nervous. The shape was dark, and its skin looked rough, almost like the scaly skin of a crocodile or alligator. For a moment, it looked like something dangerous was heading straight for them. William, standing at the edge of the water, had the best view of the creature. One of his friends, excited to capture the moment, quickly pulled out her phone and started recording. She had no idea that this would be a moment no one would ever forget. As the creature came closer, it moved slowly and calmly, like it was right at home in the water. Every second, it got nearer, and its shape started to become clearer. William felt a mix of fear and curiosity. He didn't know what to expect. But when the creature finally came into full view, he was shocked. It wasn't a crocodile. It wasn't anything scary at all. It was a sea otter, swimming smoothly through the water like it had done it 1,000 times before. Everyone went quiet, watching the otter in surprise. It swam closer to the shore, and a few people nearby softly called out, hoping it might come even closer. The otter didn't react to the voices, but the moment still felt special. Even though it looked cute, they all knew sea otters are wild animals, and getting too close might not be a good idea. William, just like the others, watched from a safe distance. But then something strange happened. As the otter passed by him, he stepped a little deeper into the cold water. Right then, the otter slipped under the surface and disappeared. William stood still, confused. Did he scare it away, or was it coming back? Just as he was about to turn back toward the beach, something strange happened. Something soft brushed against his foot, then held on tight. His heart jumped, and he quickly turned around with a loud shout. To his surprise, the otter had come back. It was right in front of him, holding his foot gently with its tiny paws, almost like it wanted to play. People nearby shouted, telling William to step back in case the otter bit him, but William didn't move. He didn't feel scared. The otter didn't look angry or wild. It looked calm, like it knew him. Still standing in the water, William turned to his friends and shared something they didn't know. This wasn't his first visit to Cadborough Bay. And it wasn't the first time he'd seen sea otters here. A year ago, William had come to Cadborough Bay to relax. He needed a quiet place to clear his mind. One evening, as he walked along the shore, he saw a group of sea otters, not in the water, but resting on the sand. He stayed far away, just watching them quietly. Later that night, while setting up his tent, he saw them slip back into the sea. Their movements were smooth, peaceful, and almost magical. It was a moment that stayed in his heart. But that night, while William was sleeping in his tent, a strange sound woke him up. It was loud, desperate, and unlike anything he had heard before. At first, he thought it was just birds, or maybe some wild animals nearby. But the sound didn't go away. It got louder, sharper, like a cry for help. William stayed in his sleeping bag, trying to ignore it. Maybe it would stop, but it didn't. The sound felt too real, too close, and for some reason, it made him think of the sea otters he had seen earlier. Could one of them be in danger? He knew helping wild animals could be risky. They don't always know when humans are trying to help. But he couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. So, William grabbed his flashlight and stepped outside. The full moon lit up the beach, but he still needed his light to see clearly. He followed the sound, moving carefully across the sand. Each step took him closer. Then he saw a small lookout tower. As he climbed it, the sound hit him again, louder, clearer, and full of panic. It was coming from right beneath the tower, and he knew something was definitely down there. With his heart racing, William pointed his flashlight all around, trying to see what was making the sound, but there was nothing. For a moment, he thought maybe he was just hearing things. Then the sound came again, louder and clearer. It was coming from right under the tower. He quickly climbed down and followed the noise. What he saw made his heart sink. A young sea otter was stuck under the wooden beams, squirming and clearly trying to break free. William stood still, feeling a mix of sadness and urgency. How long had it been trapped there? It must have fallen behind when the other otters swam away and ended up stuck. He stepped closer, slowly and quietly, not wanting to scare the otter. Gently, he started moving some wooden boards, hoping to make space so the little creature could escape. But the otter was really stuck. No matter how much he pushed or pulled, it wasn't enough. He crouched beside it and turned off his flashlight, thinking the darkness might help the otter stay calm. Strangely, it didn't act scared. It didn't bite, hiss, or run. It just looked at him, like it knew he was trying to help. Then William saw one board that looked a bit loose, like the otter had already tried to push against it. He reached for it and gave it a careful pull. As he did, the otter wiggled and pushed from the other side. Together, bit by bit, they started to make progress. Two of them seemed to be working together. With one final push, the board shifted. The otter slipped free, finally out of the trap that had kept it stuck. Instead of running away, the otter paused for a moment. It sniffed the air, looking around, and then slowly waddled toward William. It didn't seem scared, more like it was curious, almost as if it understood that William had helped. William stood still, not sure what to do next. Gently, he motioned toward the water, trying to guide the otter back to the sea. For a second, the otter hesitated. Then it turned and glided back into the bay. It swam out to rejoin its family. Before it disappeared beneath the waves, the otter looked back at William one last time. Their eyes met for just a moment, and then it was gone. William returned to his tent that night, feeling a deep sense of pride. He had saved the otter, and he knew it was a moment he'd never forget. A year later, William found himself back at Cadbro Bay, enjoying the peaceful view. As he watched the sea otters play in the water, one swam closer. It circled his legs, sniffed his pants, and brushed against him. It didn't act scared at all. Instead, it seemed playful, almost as if it remembered him. William felt a strange bond with the otter, and without thinking, gently ran his hand along its back. Everyone around him watched in awe. No one had ever seen a wild animal trust a human so fully. The otter lingered for a moment, then swam away, but not before looking back at William, almost like it was saying goodbye. It dove into the water and disappeared beneath the surface. William stood frozen, stunned by what had just happened. It felt unreal, but deep down he knew. It was the same otter he had saved. The video of the encounter quickly went viral. William, now called the Otter Guy, was invited to share his story on podcasts and shows. People everywhere were fascinated by the bond between him and the otter, and donations to otter rescue programs started pouring in. What began as a peaceful day at the beach had turned into something extraordinary. It wasn't just a story about one man and an otter. It was about the importance of protecting these animals and their homes. It was a connection that would leave an impact on everyone.